Boss, I know you're just coming off this mission, but there are reports of child soldiers taking over Masa Village after the CFA got wiped out there. They've been raiding the surrounding villages, so the people have requested we eliminate them. Check your mission list for the details.
Please specify a project.
Welcome home, boss.
Development project has been added. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Development project has been. Please caution, heavy mist anticipated. Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Mission
Boss.
list update. Heading
I know
to
you're just coming off this
FOB.
mission, but there are reports of child soldiers taking over Massa Village after the CFA got wiped out there. They've been raiding the surrounding villages, so the people have requested we eliminate them. Check your mission list for the details.
Deploying.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB. You can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Map has been updated.
Be careful down there, boss. Withdrawal complete. Boss, I know you're just coming off this mission, but there are reports of child soldiers taking over Massa Village after the CFA got wiped out there. They've been raiding the surrounding villages, so the people have requested we eliminate them. Check your mission list for the details.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa. Deploying.
Capture the White Mamba, the child soldier's commander, and bring him back to Mother Base. First off, head for Voila Yamasa.
been updated.
Soldiers. The surrounding villages have been victims of their raids and brutality ever since. But if you extract their commander, those kids will have no choice but to stand down. Should wrap up the whole situation. They're still kids. You can't kill any one of them, including the commander. If things get rough, neutralize them by knocking them out or by tranquilizing them.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Please select a deployment point. Buddy has infiltrated our map has been updated. Marker placed. Marker placed.
Kids from the White Mama's unit. They have guns and they know how to use them.
You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination. Has been updated.
Kids from the White Mama's unit. They have guns and they know how to use them. If you're gonna use CQC on them, Okay, subject is in.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Boss, you absolutely cannot use lethal weapons against kids. If only we had a Fulton device built for kids. You can neutralize the kids, but they have to wake up sometime. You could carry them to the chopper, but we want to keep this mission short and to the point.
You have arrived at your destination. The weather will clear shortly.
So you're the so-called White Mamba. Something tells me that's not the name your parents gave you.
Arrived at Mother Base.
You lose, Commander.
Mission info has been updated. The map has been updated. Support helicopter requested. Development project has been added. Caution.
This is B-Squad.
Rain
Arriving
approaching.
shortly at LZ. This is B-Squad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Great work.
Welcome to Outer Heaven. We got rules around here. Never draw a weapon on a fellow soldier. You got that? Anyone here can use a knife or a gun. What you're gonna learn is how to use your head.
Let's move.
When you get that under your belt, then you're free to leave.
Details are on your iDroid.
Please select a mission. Please select a mission. Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Mission list updated. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
Rescue the 2 prisoners being held in a guard post to the southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. The targets are civilians. 1 male, 1 female. Apparently they're specialists sent out there to investigate infectious diseases. They were frequent visitors to that devil's house at Zoya.
boss come in. Boss? Boss!
Rescue the 2 prisoners being held in a guard post to the southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. The targets are civilians. 1 male, 1 female. Apparently they're specialists sent out there to investigate infectious diseases. They were frequent visitors to that devil's house at Zoyamanifu. If you recover them, we'll finally be able to get first-hand accounts of what's been going on in that place.
Please select a deployment point. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Buddy has infiltrated our... The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Has been updated. The map has been updated.
That looks like the target. Roger that.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Brace!
Analysis complete.
Target extracted. Now extract the remaining target.
Please supplies requested.
One target left to extract. Check their location on your iDroid.
Supply drop complete. Analysis. The map has been updated.
You need to help her.
Please dispatch requested. Enemy presence detected.
PWT. Como siempre. ¿Qué tal?
He's coming too. Roger that.
Buddy has arrived.
CP stelt hier. Scooter onder. Richting bevestigd. We moeten ons voorgaan. Over. Er is CP, begrijp. Eerst wachtzaam in. Rating veiligheid. Uit.
Please select a deployment point. Please dispatch requested. Buddy departing area of operations. Being updated.
¿Qué misión voy? Creo que por la 27. La miro a ver. Ya agarré a Liquid. Voy a pelear con él y ese lo agarré y estoy en la próxima.
Please select a deployment point. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Champion, Delta 9. Gaan we hiervuur. Positie bevestigd. Stuur bevel. Oor. Dat is CP, begrijp. Wees waakzaam en ready veiligheid. Uit.
Out in that situation.
Mission
Great work. Now exfiltrate. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Fire!
He's coming too. Roger that.
extraction arrived at Metabase. Development project has been added. Please select support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Cover me. Ceasefire.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Heading out
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional.
24, misión 24.
Boss, we placed the 2 targets in quarantine. They don't show signs of anything, but we'll monitor them just the same. If they had access to the Devil's House, I doubt they were sent there by some health organization. Cypher used them, and would have eliminated them eventually. But we'll protect them here. They've agreed to that. After all, we helped them out of the country as promised. The mission's complete. But boss, they've been behind the curtains at Ngumba. They examined the patients there nearly every day. They told us the patients were being made to listen to voices on tape. But the male target added something interesting. He said he doesn't know what was on the tapes because there was no English version. Of all the voices that were shoved down those people's throats, English wasn't one of them.
Boss, staying on the battlefield that long will have a negative impact on your health. Why not head back to Mother Base for a shower once in a while?
Verga, nunca me baño, de verdad, nunca me baño.
The boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery.
We're good to go, Chief.
What's the matter?
Verga, ¿qué pasó, Vale? Se volteó. Más para allá, no. Mierda. ¿Me traicionó o qué?
Stop this! Now!
What the fuck, you freak?
Give me a hand! Hold her still! Dismissed.
Payback for how they treated her?
Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
¿Qué pasó, Vale?
Boss, About Eli. I'd heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
Please select a mission. Please select a mission. Please select landing zone.
Roger.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
The White Mamba, Nyokayam Pembe. He's the commander of the kids based out of Wala Yamasa. As you know, contract forces of Africa were stationed at that village. Anti-government forces hired CRS to bring kids there from around Africa for training. But at some point, the adults with the PF started dropping like flies. This was right after we arrived in Africa. We don't know the cause. The kids ended up on their own. Must have been like fish out of water. Nothing to eat, no way to get back home. All the adults taught them was how to use a gun. Sure, they could shoot targets, but hunt for food? Not likely. They wouldn't have lasted long. Then the White Mamba showed up. He was faster and stronger than them, a better soldier, and he knew how to lead. I guess somebody wished upon a star, because their savior turned up like stardust straight out of the blue. The moment he arrived, the kids had their new commander. That was when they started attacking other villages. Word of the infamous White Mamba spread fast. But it isn't just his combat skills that got people talking. As you can tell from the name, he's the only light-skinned kid in the unit. Not to mention the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Not common in those parts. We have no idea where he came from or what he's experienced. The kid's a huge blank. But I'm sure you'll know him when you see him. One other thing. He's still a kid, so don't kill him. Be careful not to hit him with anything lethal. Not even a flesh wound. Our mission objective isn't just suppressing a bunch of militants. This is a DDR operation of the kids in that unit. DDR stands for Disarmament, Demobilization, and Reintegration. Disarmament is obvious. We take their weapons off their hands. The demobilization part means dismantling their military organization to ensure they can't arm themselves again. To do that, you need to capture the unit's commander and have him order his men to disband. In this case, the commander is the White Mamba. There's nobody above him, so he's all we need to grab. Finally, reintegration. Through education and occupational training, we give them a means to live besides war. A lot of kids born in a war zone don't know any other way to live. So before they find themselves back there, we teach them another skill. I'd like to establish this rehabilitation process at Mother Base. That's why we're bringing those kids back here. It's not so much for their sake. It's for the world that we're trying to create. No other way about it. Those kids are amateurs. Bad for business to have them running around where we're trying to work. Bring them all back if possible. Or as many as you can. We placed the White Mamba and the rest of his unit in the staff living quarters.
How's that going?
It's a disaster, but what else can we do? We've taken away his weapons and banned him from using his nom de guerre. Apparently his real name is Eli. He must feel like we stripped him of his whole identity. We'll let things simmer down. I put a guard on him for now. Still the question is, who is he? Where did he come from? And how has he survived?
He's still not talking.
No, he won't say a word about himself. But you know, it looks like he speaks English. One of the deck crew called out to him in English, and he said something back. He just lost it all of a sudden, started mouthing off at the guy, in perfect English. He wasn't stringing together words he picked up somewhere.
So English is his mother tongue.
He could be from the east, or the south, or maybe even further north or south. English is well established in countries all across the continent. It's rooted in Africa like a weed, or maybe parasite is the better word. So just speaking English doesn't help us figure out where he comes from.
Could even be from off-continent.
Right. In any case, we'll keep an eye on him. If we learn anything else, I'll be sure to let you know.
Please select a mission.
Boss, this contract comes from the Mbeli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother, his number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive. It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. It sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
Objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
High ground. Looks perfect for reconning the village.
You have arrived at your destination. Please select a deployment point. Buddy has infiltrated our... The map has been updated.
Okay, that's the General's brother, his number 2. Get him out of there, boss. There he is, the commander. Extract him.
The map has been updated.
Fire! Fire!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
General Yabakala.
Enemy presence detected. A landing support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Por el calor. Tengo bastante calor. Músculo no, nada, no tengo.
Arriving shortly at LZ.
Tengo casi.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Alright, now you just need to extract the General's number 2. That's it. He's made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Clouds approaching.
Warning.
Extraction
Nice work.
arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Alright, mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh?
No, ni siquiera en ese. Sí, por ahí se caen algunas. Yo pensé que iba a sacar en este también, pero no, nada. Ahorita veo, pero sí, yo en una saqué ese, en alguna he sacado. La más fácil.
Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care.
Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill.
Mierda, el virus.
At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and...
Virus.
Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Llegó el virus, llegó la pandemia. A la base
Look
madre.
closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop.
Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa.
Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties.
But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine.
Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
¿Cómo sé si está infectado? ¡Qué locura!
Select unit. Staff has been quarantined.
All right. We'll quarantine the staff you specified. Did you figure out what's causing the infection?
Voy a escuchar tampoco cassettes, nada. ¿Cómo voy a saber, vale?
Jobs come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shivani and the others to Nzoya Bandino, where you ran into Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
Remember before, boss? When Quiet attacked one of our guys on Mother Base, stuck a knife in his mouth. He's one of the very few soldiers who've had contact with her recently. Close contact. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was among those who became symptomatic pretty early on in this epidemic. Saliva and blood spatter, an open wound, mucosal infection. Whatever is causing this got inside him then.
Miller, that is a baseless accusation.
The source of the infection is Quiet. Everyone suspects her.
We don't know that. And we've come across these symptoms before. The bodies in the water at the oil-filled facility. Those sick people in the beds at the Devil's House. They're identical to what we've seen while we've been after Cypher. The infection could have come from elsewhere. But at the very least, she does know something.
It's not like she's gonna talk.
No, not through words anyway. But what about her actions? Quiet held a knife to that soldier back then, before he became symptomatic. There must have been a reason for that.
A reason for shoving a knife down the throat of one of our men.
What if she's capable of identifying who's infected? What if she was trying to stop the infection but couldn't communicate that to us? The answer to that The source of the infection might be in the mouths of the infected.
You think there's some kind of clue in their mouths?
I don't know. But maybe there's something about the mouths of those who become symptomatic, something in common.
Something their mouths have in common. Forget it. We can't trust her. Even if she can spot the infected, I don't want her help.
I understand how you feel. But this is something to go on.
Can't you see it's just like I said? Bringing her here was a big mistake. Quiet is gonna be the end of us.
Stand down. You've got zero proof. Try to keep an open mind on this, boss. There has to be a way to identify who's infected.
Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. The infection rate, along with the number of dead, are both on the rise. If we don't find the cause, and soon...
Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility? The bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House? This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. It could be a counterplay by Skullface.
That's insane. You mean they weaponize parasites?
Parasites as weapons. That definitely falls under
Los
the
juegazos no pasan de moda.
convention.
Que rejugarlo cada vez que den ganas.
And no one's ever developed a vaccine for parasites.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa.
Y además hay que jugar a este para esperar al remake del 3.
There must be something bigger we're not seeing. Anyway, our priority now is to prevent more casualties.
The medical team is studying the infection, but we can't treat anyone until we know the root cause. All we can do right now is halt the spread of infection.
Please select a mission. Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
Logistics officer who works as a human trafficker on the side. The client wants him dead. He's currently on the run somewhere on the savannah with bodyguards. Unfortunately, we don't know what route they're taking. All we have to go on is a coded transmission sent by the BF at the Ditati abandoned village. It appears to be workup of the target's security plans, but to decipher it, we'll need an intel file with the encryption key. This key should be at the comms facility at the Ditati abandoned village. Check your iDroid to see what the target looks like, as well as the location of the village. Find the route. Find the man. Be careful down there, boss! The target is on the move somewhere on the savannah. Problem is, we don't know what route he's taking.
It's too big a search area to cover without more information. If you can find that intel file, it could give you a lead on him. That's the Ditati abandoned village. The enemy transmission originated from there. It'd be worth checking out.
Marker placed. Please select a deployment point. Marker placed. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Buddy has infiltrated our map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis caution. Rain
Los
approaching.
soldados buenos, vale.
The map has been updated.
Llevárselos a todos. Si me llevo a los que son de rango B, A, C, este me lo llevo más rápido.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that. extracted was a civilian abducted by the target. He says the trafficker is trying to make contact with a human rights NGO. He hopes that by handing over his list of buyers, they'll guarantee his safety. I don't get it. Why an NGO? Why run to someone else for help?
Ek het gehoor, Big Boss het hier op die grens opgedag.
Jy's nie ernstig. Ek bedoel, ek hoor die groot baas is terug en besig.
Glo my, ek het op goeie gesag. En blykbaar is die Big Boss op die ontploffing by die Fina olifant veroorsaak.
Hoekom sal hy 'n brandstoftank opblaas?
Dis nie vir die hand liggend nie. Hy haat die CIA vir die moord op sy manne. En nou is die sakebaan. Die aanvalsbevel op sy basis gegee in Afrika.
Wat het dit te doen met die Fina?
Moet ek weet. Dis onmoontlik om hier tred te hou met al die bande tussen die soldate en die militante band. As die lakkie aan ons kant is, sien.
Please select a strike point. Support helicopter requested.
Roger that. Coming too. Roger that.
Fire! Begin cover fire!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Arrived at Mother Base. Please select a drop point. You have arrived at your destination. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Boss, the target's getting away. Don't let him make it to that outpost. Hurry!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. That's the target. Eliminate him, however you see fit.
Detected. The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that. Target extracted. I know he's been dealt with. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Please select alignment. Support helicopter requested.
Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing. Request immediate removal.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete, boss. Our trafficker was very talkative. Guinea pigs. That's what became of his kidnapped victims. Says he got a good look at that factory at Zoya Badiabulu when he dropped off some fresh guinea pigs for them, along with our man without a face. His instincts told him to run like the rat he is. Said it wasn't worth the money. Figured he could be next. That's when he went to the NGO for help. He thought that in exchange for his buyer's list, they could set him up with a new identity someplace far away. He had an idea who he was up against, and he didn't want to take any chances. A true rat. But like us dogs, he knew when he smelled trouble. And something else. He said the specimens come from deep in the forest. We don't know what he meant by specimens just yet, but those guinea pig symptoms match what we've seen on the infected at Mother Base. Deep in the forest. Maybe there's the clue we need to beat this infection. Boss, the truth could be right around the corner.
Mission
Boss,
list
we finally heard from one of our missing intel team members. He says he has a solid lead on the epidemic at Mother Base. Take a look at the mission details ASAP.
Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Commencing platform construction. Commencing platform construction.
Claro. Voy a tratar de comprarlo apenas salga. Voy a tratar de comprarlo de salida. Vamos a ver. Pero claro que lo voy a jugar, lo estoy esperando. Jugando Metal Gear 5 me calmo las ansias.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Deploying.
has gotten a lead on the epidemic that's crippling Mother Base. The problem is, our man has been captured by the PF in his operation area. He's being held at the guard post on the western end of the mine. Boss, we need you to get him out ASAP. Right now, he's our only link to the root cause of the epidemic.
El tren original no lo tengo. No lo tengo. Me gustaría rejugarlo, pero la verdad no lo tengo. Bueno, sí lo tengo, pero en Play 2. Nada que lo tengo en Venezuela.
Please select a deployment point. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Buddy has infiltrated our... The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. The map analysis complete. Analysis complete. Detected. The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Fire!
Clouds approaching.
Fire!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Cover me!
He's coming too. Roger that.
Ya vengo. Tomar un poquito de agua.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
got an emergency report from the intel team. A vehicle has fled the guard post heading northwest. The prisoner at the wheel appears to be the target. Will he escape on his own? The target is no longer at the designated position. Find that vehicle fast. You gonna extract him?
Map has been updated.
Boss, did you see that explosion? There's smoke. The target's crashed his vehicle. That'll bring the enemy down on him in no time. The target's in danger. Get to the scene of the crash.
Un puño interior y 1,5. O sea, pollo y medio, un pollo y medio. Sí, un pollo y medio, sí, pregunta cuánto es.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Fire!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Where's the target? Has to be around there somewhere. That's the target. Still breathing. That's fine. I'll send a chopper. Get the target to the RV.
Mission info has been updated. Enemy presence detected.
This is
The
B-Quad.
map has been
Arriving shortly at
updated.
LZ. Alles geht schneller, das steht hier. Fokus alles für den Offizier-Helikopter. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived. Support The map has been... Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete. Great work. Boss, the intel team member you extracted was DOA. He kept insisting we listen, right up until his last breath, about the pathogen, and the old man who knows how to treat it. Code Talker. He even told us where he is. Boss, let's make sure his death was the last. It's high time we met this Code Talker.
Mission
Boss,
list updated.
you need to make contact with Code Talker, the old man who knows what the pathogen is. We have to stop this disease that's spreading across Mother Base. Select the mission on your iDroid.
Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please select a mission. Please select a mission.